Okay, let's through 3 Oms and Sahana Vavatu. Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahabiryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Mavit Vishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Guru Stotram. Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darsitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Ajnanatimiram Dhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshu Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Gurureva Param Brahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Stavaram Jangamam Vyaptam Yatkim Sacharacharam Tatpadam Darsitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Chinmayam Vyapiyat Sarvam Trailokyam Sacharacharam Tatpadam Darsitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravidam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Namadeva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Gurudeva Deva. Harivu. So, we are going to start the 4th chapter of Panchadasi today, and this is called Dvaita Viveka. So, this is a Viveka Panchakam, the 5, 5, 5 in the 15, and the first 5 are called the Viveka. Viveka means discriminative intellect. I have to discriminate what is real and what is unreal in this. And in this, the first chapter talked about the Tattva Viveka, about consciousness is the essential nature, and the second chapter is discrimination of the Panchabhuta Viveka, looking from the whole world, and the third chapter talks about Panchakosha Viveka, discriminating from our own body. What is the Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya Kosha? I am not one of them. I am the innermost within the sanctum sanctorum, the Lord inside. So that is the prakarana, that the chapter that we finish. Now this 4th chapter is Viveka, discriminating, or discrimination of what? Discrimination of what is Ishvara Srishti and what is Jiva Srishti. So there are 2 aspects involved in this Dvaitam. So it is the Dvaita Viveka. So it is a discrimination of the duality. But there are 2 types of duality that you see. One is the creation by the Lord Himself, that is Ishvara Srishti, and other one is the Jiva Srishti, where the Jiva himself is creating his own world. So everybody has their own world, where living in the Ishvara Srishti. So the problem is nothing to do, problem is not the Ishvara Srishti. Ishvara Srishti does not cause a problem. The problem is the Jiva Srishti, where I interpret the world as I see it through a clouded glasses of my vasanas. So I don't see the world as it is, but I see the world as I see it. Therefore, when I see it, it is clouded by my samskara. Samskara means my vasanas that are inherited, that are my likes and dislikes. So I like this and I don't like this. It has nothing to do with the Jiva Srishti. Ishvara Srishti. Ishvara Srishti is just creation by the Lord. And my attitude towards the Ishvara Srishti determines my way of dealing with it. So samsara means the ups and downs, so sukham and dukkham that I go through the life depends upon my attitude towards the Ishvara Srishti. So here we are trying to differentiate what constitutes the Ishvara Srishti and what constitutes the Jiva Srishti. So whole chapter is Viveka, a discrimination of these two. So in what parts is coming from the Ishvara. So when I realize or self-realization or a jnani, he still sees the Ishvara Srishti, because there is no problem in Ishvara Srishti. What he will not have is his own notions about the world, where he sees the world as it is, not what he thinks he wants or what he wants and so on. So wants of likes and dislikes are not clouding his judgment, and therefore whatever it is, therefore he has a samadrushti, that we say samatvam yoga uchyate. He has a samadrushti because equanimity is still, a dog is a dog and a horse is a horse and an elephant is an elephant, and a realized soul is a realized soul, and an ajnani is also ajnani, but they are all part of Ishvara Srishti only. Everyone has their value. So that what will be a jnanam. So with that background, let's jump into the chapter, fourth chapter. Ishvarenapi jivena, Ishvarenapi jivena, Srishtam dvaitam vivichyate, Srishtam dvaitam vivichyate, Viveke sati jivena, Viveke sati jivena, Heyo bandhaspute bhavat, bandhaspute bhavet. Together, Ishvarenapi jivena, Srishtam dvaitam vivichyate, Viveke sati jivena, Heyo bandhaspute bhavet. So this Ishvarena api, Ishvarena Srishtam, this created by the Ishvara. Ishvara is the one who is the Lord of the entire universe, and he is the creator of this entire universe. And therefore, Ishvarena api jivena Srishtam dvaitam vivichyate. So there are two factors that go into the creation. One is Ishvara, and also Jiva is also involved in the Ishvara Srishti. So in any creation, now we have two factors. What he says is that Jiva is also involved in the Ishvara Srishti. How? Because Ishvara, even though he has a capacity to create, he doesn't create anything according to his whims and fancies. So he has to follow certain rules and regulations. So he creates as per the demand. Just like a contractor is trying to build, and he has the capacity to build, he has the know-how of build, and he has the materials to build, but he doesn't build anything he wants. He builds according to the demand of, hey, what kind of house you want and so on. So blueprints are provided by the jivas. So all jivas who are going to live in this world, in the 14 worlds, so they have their demands. I want this, and so everybody demands has to be met. So based on the blueprints of all the jivas, Ishvara is going to create. So Ishvara is not a sadistic person to create. Somebody wants suffering, let this be born, and so on. All disparities in the creation is not due to Ishvara. It is because of people want that way. So everybody is demanding. So I didn't ask for it. You ask for it because by your own karma, your own vasanas demand for those kind of environment that you are in. So everybody is provided a particular environment based on your own vasanas. And vasanas are your likes and dislikes, and those are the demands that you have for the Lord. And everybody has their own vasanas, and the total samishti vasanas of all people together forms the Maya. Maya is total of all the desires of everybody together. Those vasanas of all is in the avyaktam, unmanifested form, and that is the upadhi, that is the instrument, that is because of which Lord is going to create. So that's what here, there are two factors in each creation. Isvarena api jivena sushtam dvaitam vivichyate. So it is being explained here in terms of two factors that are coming in. Viveke sat jivena heyo bandhas vute bhavetu. So having viveka, so having discrimination of what is the jiva srushti and what is the Ishvara srushti in this. So by the jiva, jivena, heyaha bandham is spute bhavetu. So one can get either bound by the jiva and also can get liberated also once we understand this viveka, by having a discrimination of what is my part in this, and I can eliminate my part and only enjoy the Ishvara Srushti. So that's what is the. So how I have to eliminate, he is going to, the Vidyarana is going to also talk about it later. So in the next few slokas, he is going to talk about the Ishvara Srushti. How do you know Ishvara is created? Is it somebody's statement? How do we believe? So no, all our scriptures tell about this. So for that, scripture becomes a pramana. So what any scripture says, who created this world? So you say, science says a Big Bang. Big Bang followed some laws, but who created those laws? So that science cannot answer it. But here the scripture answers, and this is the what every scripture says God created. How did God create it? Hinduism goes into more details. It is not only the intelligence, but also material also comes from him only. That's what is going to be talked about for the next few slokas. Okay, let's go to sloka 2. So from now on, he is going to quote scriptural quotations to justify it is the Ishvara that is creating. Mayam tu prakrutim vidyat, Mayantu prakrutim vidyat, Mayinantu maheshwaram, Mayinantu maheshwaram, Samayi srujati tyahuhu, Samayi srujati tyahuhu, Sveta shvatarasakhinah, Sveta shvatarasakhinah. Together. Mayantu prakrutim vidyat, Mayinantu maheshwaram, Samayi srujati tyahuhu, Sveta svatarasakhinah. So this, he is quoting the Svetasvaratara Upanishad. This is the Upanishad Swami Tejomanji took in the July in Houston that I went. This is the famous statement from this Upanishad. What is it? Mayanta prakrutim vidyat, Mayinantu maheshwaram. So there is a Maya. Maya is this Maya. Mayam is this Maya is same as Prakriti. So here is defining, the Upanishad is defining, says Prakriti created, Prakarshena Kruti Yogyatva. That means one who has the capacity to created, that is Prakriti. So that is nothing but Maya. So this Maya is nothing but Prakriti. So what is Maya? When you say Maya is nothing but Prakriti. But then what is Prakriti, you have to ask, right? So Maya Adhyakshena Prakriti Suyati Sacharacharam. By my Adhyaksha, this Prakriti is getting created. Means I am precisely deity, I am the one that is really supporting the creation. So that is Prakriti. So Prakriti is, from Bhagavad Gita, Prakriti is the creation. And my, is it going to be disturbed or how? We cannot do much anyway. I have to shout more than that. Hopefully this mic will pick up my voice. Okay, Mayantu prakritim vidyat, Mayinantu maheshwaram. Samayi Srujati. Maybe if they have mics away from this, if you ask them, I don't know whether they will do it.
Speakers everywhere.
Huh?
They have speakers everywhere.
Oh, they're all over. Okay. Samayi Srujati Ityahu Svete Swatar Sakinaha. So that Mayinam, to the who Maya is the force. So that is the force because of which creation occurs. So according to science, it says if one is a change of state is there, if there is a change of state, there has to be a driving force. So just things doesn't change one to other. There has to be force, but I don't see the force. Change of state means apple sitting in the tree and apple coming down. There is a change of state. So there has to be a force that pulling the apple down. So therefore, even though I don't see a force, but the change of state implies that there has to be a force involved, and that force is the Maya. And force requires a locus for operation, and who is the locus is the Ishvara. So Ishvara is the one that exercises. Close the door. So Ishvara is the one that uses the Maya as his force for the creation of this plurality. Wow. Is it going to be a problem? Or can you listen or can you hear? You can hear me, right? Okay, then they should be hearing. The online also should be. Okay. Samayi Srujati Ityahu Sveteshwatara Sakhinaha. So this Sveteshwara Upanishad, and it talks about this as the Maya is same as Prakriti, and that is the cause for the creation of this multitude of the whole universe. So this is the Maya Shakti. So that what makes one into many. How do you define Maya? It says Agatita Gatana Patiyasi Maya. Shankaracharya says that which makes impossible possible. What is impossible here? Impossibility is Brahman is the total creation. What happened?
He said he will reduce. So they try to find the thing.
Oh, okay. Hopefully we can hear ourselves. Okay, this consciousness is, hello?
For me, it's very hard to, because of the noise, it's very hard to concentrate on you.
That's okay. There are things beyond our control, so that is whatever we can control, we have to control. But only I want to make sure that it's people who are listening, webcasting, are not big. Now they're reduced a little bit. Okay, so this Maya is what is Agatita Gatana Patiyasi. That means that impossible is possible. What is impossible? Brahman being infinite, there cannot be any creation. Creation involves a modification, and modification, Brahman cannot undergo modification because it is infinite. But I see it, therefore, that which is impossible is appear to be possible. So it's only an apparent creation from the point of Brahman. From the point of Brahman, there is no creation. At the same time, there seems to be creation. So therefore, that is what is called Maya. Maya is Yama Samaya, that which appears to be there, but it's not really there. And that is what is called. Just as gold becoming into varieties of ornaments. So from the gold point, it says, I never became any ornaments. I am gold. I was gold. I am gold. I will be gold. But at the same time, we have a transformation, which is really no transformation, but there is a transformation. A ring is different, bangle is different, necklace is different, and so on. So there are varieties, but at the same time, gold, from the gold point, there is no really creation. There is no bangle, and like from the gold point, it's only gold. But from the utility point, the one who wants only rings and not a bangles, there is a ring and there is a bangle. So Jiva Srishti is there, and Ishvara Srishti is also there in that. In the same way, that Upanishad talks about the Maya is creation. And who is the Mayavi? Mayavi is the wielder of the Maya, is Ishvara. So that's how it defines, the Upanishad defines the Maya Shakti, and the Shakti locus for the Shakti is Ishvara, is the one that provides this. So Daivi Mesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya. Krishna says, my is a divine origin. My Maya of mine is divine origin. And one cannot cross it unless one should surrender it. That's what is the statement there. So that's one quotation from the one Upanishad. So Vidyaranya goes into series of quotations here. So Sloka 3. Atma va idam agre bhut. Atma idam agre bhut. Sa ichchata sruja iti. Sa ichchata sruja iti. Sankalpena sruja lokan. Sankalpena srujan lokan. Sayeta niti bruhadvacha. Sayeta niti bahrucha. Atma, together. Atma va idam agre bhut. Sa ichchata sruja iti. Sankalpena sruja lokan. Sayeta niti bahrucha. Bach is here, is essentially Rigvedam. Rigvedam is called Bach here. And in the Rigvedam is the Aitiriya Upanishad. In the Aitiriya Upanishad, it says Atma va idam agre abhut. So this idam agre, before the creation of this, what was there before? So what was there before? So Atma va abhut. So there was only the self. Self means existent consciousness alone was there before the creation. Sa ichchata suja iti. So that saw. What was this say? It saw means what? It was only there. Nothing else is there for it to see. That means it is self-conscious entity, and it saw and it became many. So sankalpena srujan lokan. How did it create? It is sankalpa matrena. That means just by thought process, let me become many, it became many. How? Just as we create sankalpa matrena, we create the whole dream world. How do we create dream world? Because when we go to sleep, suddenly the whole thing is come. There are rivers and valleys and forests and trees and everything, animals and people and all that. So there are sacharacharam, there is a movable, immovable, all things are being created by how? Did we build it all that? We ourselves created that. By Nidra Shakti, we created the whole universe of dream world. In the same way, Sankalpa Matrena, by very thought process, the Lord created the whole thing. Ichchada. So Ichchada means it is a conscious entity, Atma, because one can see. Seeing is done by not inert entity, it is a conscious entity, and that is essentially, that statement Ichchada is used by the Brahma Sutra. Therefore, it is a conscious entity also. Sa eta niti bahvacha. So, sa etat lokan, see, etat lokan, this means all these lokas, etat lokan means these 14 lokas are created in this way, sankalpa matrena. By mere thought of it, the whole universe is created. So, that is the asujad bahvacha. So, now the knower of the Rigveda say this is what statement is. By Sankalpa Matra, it has been created. So how is it created? It tells in the Sloka 4. I think they have to decrease a little bit. We have to request them some more. We are beyond. Yeah, back to the... Ask them to reduce maybe, because it's disturbing. There are only few people there. We are controlling it. Okay, let's do sloka. Let's do sloka 4. Kham vaivagni jalor yoshadihi. Kham vaivagni jalor yoshadhihi. Anna deha kramadami. Anna deha kramadami. Sambhuta brahmanas tasmat. Sambhuta Brahmanastasma Etasmat Atmano Khilaha Tasmat Atmano Khilaha. So here this is the Upanishad is continuing. So Kam, Vayu, Agnihi, Jalaha and Urvi. So this is the creation. How did it start? This is first Akasha. So Taittiriya Upanishad also says Akashat Vayu, Vayu Agni, Agni Apaha, Abdur Prithivya, Vashadaya. So he's also going to quote the Taittiriya Upanishad also here. So order of creation is first the space, and Vayu, the air, Agni, the fire, Jalam, the water, and Urvi is the earth, is Oshadhihi. Oshadhihi means vegetable kingdom. You can see it somewhere. Oshadhihi, the all vegetable kingdom has been created. So that's what the order is. Annat Dehaha. From Annam, from the that means Oshadhi means all the vegetable kingdom. From that Annam means food, and that means they are eatable things from the vegetarians. We're talking about only vegetarians here. So from that Annam Dehaha, all the bodies means bodies of individuals, Kramad Ami, in this order it has been created. Sambhutat Brahmanas Tasmad. So Tasmad, therefore, Tasmad, from this Atma, all these things have been created. Atmano Akhilaha, from Akhilaha. So everything comes from one entity. What is that? It is Chaitanya Swarupam. Atma is self. Self is Chaitanya Swarupam, and from that the whole universe has been created.
They reduced again, it went back by itself. That's what he's saying.
Well, they can reduce further. It went back by itself. That's good. They have no control on it. Narayana.
It means Radha Kalyanam according to.
Okay, as long as.
So that is to be venerated too.
That's all the Jiva Srishti versus Ishvara Srishti is here. We are talking about it. So we have Ishvara Srishti and we have Jiva Srishti also. Okay, now next sloka 5. Bahusyamahame vataha prajayeti kamataha tapastattva srujat sarvam jagadityaha tittirihi together. Bahusyamahame vataha prajayeti kamataha tapastattva srujat sarvam jagadityaha tittirihi. So tittirihi means Taittiriya Upanishad. So Taittiriya Upanishad says this. What does it say? Bahushyam. Let me become many. Say we became many. See Bahushyam eva. So ataha prajayeti kamataha. So there is a desire to become many. In the Ishvara, when this in the Yoga Nidra, when Yoga Nidra, suddenly there is a desire to become many. Just as when I go to sleep, I have desire to become many in the creation. So I create the whole dream world and all things. But where did it come from? From my previous samskara. That means operations and suppressions in my waking state are the ones that are cause for my projection of the dream world. In the same way, the whole creation is as though created by the Lord, by Sankalpa Matrena, by the whole universe in the process, and they desire to become many. So here we are talking about Lord himself wanted to become many. So he himself became many. So where is the Lord now? He has become already many. So you don't go look for Lord somewhere. He is already there. Everywhere that you see is nothing but the Lord, because he himself became many. That's what the scripture says. And how did it become tapas tattva? So having meditated on it, essentially he did tapas. So what kind of tapas he is going to do? He says tapas is essentially, how am I going to create? means what are the factors, what are the demands. So he is looking at the blueprints of all the people that are, oh, this is what people want. So he is going to create along on that basis all the 14 lokas. So that's what his tapas is. So kama, so iti kamata, so desiring to become many, and production, and the basis for becoming many is essentially is by the jivas demand that they need a bhogyam. They want to enjoy certain things, and whatever they want to enjoy, looking at their blueprint, just like, hey, I want the bathroom here, this kitchen here, and all that we give to a contractor, and contractor is going to build according to our demand. So whatever that, we need tiles here, all those things that we ask for, same way the whole creation is also. Jagadi ityahu titrihi. That's how the Taittiriya Upanishad explains the creation. So here we are going back to the scriptures as a means of knowledge for us. Otherwise we won't know. Who created? Oh, otherwise will be, science will say, that's another scripture, science will say Big Bang created all this. Another scientist says nature created all this. All this is essentially, we are looking for some source of pramana. Pramana means of knowledge for us to know. Because we ourselves, we didn't create it, somebody else created, so we want to know who created, how did creation occurs. So that's what is the explanation of, that's why Vedas become a scriptural pramana for that. There is no logic for it, and there is no direct perception. I am not seeing how Krishna, how Lord is creating, but it is given granted this is how the creation is. So that is another quotation from the scripture. He is going to give another quotation in Sloka 6. Idam agre sadevasid. Idam agre sadevasi bahutvaya tadaikshata tejo bhannandajadini sasarjeti cha samagaha together. Idam agre sadevasi bahutvaya tadaikshata tejo bhannandajadini sasarjeti cha samagaha. So idam agre is before the creation, just as in the previous sloka. This world before the creation, what was there? Sat eva asid, existence alone was there. This is another scripture says, this is the Sandogya Upanishad, the Sadvidya, says Sadeva Saumya Idamagrab Asid Egameva Dvitiyam. Existence alone was there. Before that, Atma Idamagram Asid. Consciousness alone was there. Now it says existence alone was there. So are there two things? No, it is existent Sat, which is same as Chit, and that which is Sat Chit, which is one without a second, therefore limitless is Ananda Swarupam. What was there is Satchidananda Swarupam alone was there before creation. So idam agre sadeva asid, sat eva asid, bahutvaya tadaikshata. So to become many, that Brahman is Aikshata, is saw, and it created many. Once it saw, say I want to become many, and it became many. So Tejaha, Apaha, Annam. In the Taittiriya Upanishad, they only give three aspects of it. It says Tejaha means the fire, Apaha water, Annam is stand for earth. So that means you have to use the other Upanishads to fill up the gaps. So all the fire, water, and earth is created, and from that all the creations came. And Andajadini, Andajaya means there are Andajam, there are Svedajam, and the Garbhajam and Utbijam. There are four types of classifications. Andajam means those things that are born out of egg, called Andaja. Sveda is those born out of sweat, and the Yonija is that one from the womb, and Udbija is that which came breaking the earth. That is all the plants kingdom and all that. And these different types of, is only examples, these are different types of beings came into picture from this total creation. So what is the source? He himself became many. So everything is nothing but himself appearing in many, because that is required for the jivas to enjoy. So that is from the Samaveda. So now it goes to the Atharvana Veda. Vispulinga yatha vahnehi, Vispulinga yatha vahnehi, Jayante ksaratastada, Jayante ksaratastada, Vividhascha jada bhavaha, Vividhascha jada bhavaha, Ichchadharvaniki srutihi, Ichchadharvaniki srutihi. Together. Vispulinga yatha vahnehi, Jayante ksaratastada, Vividhascha bhavaha, Ichchadharvaniki srutihi. Yatha, this is an example from Mundaka Upanishad, from the Atharvana Veda. It says, just as from the fire lots of sparkles are coming out. It's an example where you have essentially the sparks are coming out from the fire. Varieties of lives and worlds are coming out. This is Akhanda, this is Brahmanda, Akhanda Brahmandam. This is the unlimited, the Brahmandam, the universe, because galaxies and galaxies and galaxies are there. All things are coming out. Vispulinga yatha vahnehi, just as from the fire sparks are coming out. Jayante aksharastada, from the akshara. Akshara means Brahman. That means Shara means that which is destructible. Akshara is that indestructible or unmodifiable, that which cannot undergo any modification. From that Jayante tada, the same universe came into picture. Vividha chit jada bhavaha. So this is vividha, varieties of what? Both the conscious entities as well as unconscious entities. They came out from this. Ichchadharvani ki sruti iti atharvani. Atharvani ki Shruti, Atharva Veda Shruti is what knowers of Atharva Veda Shruti discuss this in the Mundaka Upanishad. So next he is going to give a quotation from the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. So we have so many Upanishads that are talking about the creation, and this is our reference for all of us. So Sloka 8. Jagadavyakruttam purvam, Jagadavyakruttam purvam, Asidvyakriyatadhuna, Asidvyakriyatadhuna, Drusyabhyam namarupabhyam, Drusyabhyam namarupabhyam, Viradadishu te spute, Viradadishu te spute. Together. Jagadavyakruttam purvam, Asidvyakriyatadhuna, Drusyabhyam namarupabhyam, Viradadishu te spute. So this is Vajineya. Vajineya is Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. So Jagat Vyakrutam Purvam. So Jagat Purvam, before manifestation of this entire universe, Avyakrutam, that which is Avyakrutam is, that is essentially unmanifest Ishvara. So Avyakta Adini Bhutani, Vyakta Madhyani Bhurta, which was unmanifest before. Mayatadamidam Sarvam Jagat Avyakta Murtina. I was there pervading in unmanifested form. Now it is manifested. So that which is unmanifested form is Ishvara. Asid, he was there. So Ishvara was there before creation, before manifestation of the entire universe. Adhuna means now what happened after creation. Says Drusyabhyam, in the form of scenes. That means I am seeing this varieties of world creation. And Namarupabhyam, Namam and Rupam. Namam is name and Rupam is form, and form stands for all attributes. Sabda, Sparsa, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, all the 5 attributes that are coming from this, whatever the creation of varieties. So for anything that is there is a property associated with the object. Drusyabhyam means anything that I see has to have some form, or I have to hear, it has a property of the sound or property of taste, property of 5 senses have to operate, and all that comes under Rupa. And Namarupabhyam, Drusyabhyam, Viradadishu te spute. So this this Virat Adishu, means this Virat Swarupa, the total universe of that Vishwarupa, has this manifested world that is projected. And this is what? From the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Vajina. Those who know Brihadaranyaka Upanishad say that this is what the creation is. So how it is the creation? Also Brihadaranyaka Upanishad also talks about Viran Manur Naro Gavaha, Viran Manur Naro Gavaha, Karashvaja Vayastada, Karaja Stada, Pipilika Vidadvandvam, Pipilika Vadhidvandvam, Iti Vajisane Inaha, Iti Vajisane Inaha. Together. Viran Manur Naro Gavaha, Kharashvaja Vayastada, Pipilika Vadidvandvam, Iti Vajisane Inaha. So Virat is that Virat, Vaishvana, Aham Vaishvana, that Virat Swarupam, that Brahman identified with the total gross body is the Virat Swarupam. This comes under in the Mandukya Upanishad. Also total gross world, and Hiranyagarbha is in the at the total mind is together Hiranyagarbha, and total gross form is nothing but Virat Swarupam, the Vishwarupam in the 11th chapter that we see is that, and that Ishvara is the subtlest and unmanifested one. So these are the three macroscopic views of the Virat Swarupam, Hiranyagarbha and Ishvara. All the flow, and that it is essentially from the grosser and the subtle and the unmanifest one, and that is Virat, and from that Manuhu, the man, Naraha, from Manuhu, the Manu is created first. In this, according to our Vedanta, first one created was the Manu. So Vaivashvara Manvantare, Vaivashvara Manvantara. So Manu lives so many years. So many pralayams and all that his life is. And after that, another Manu will occupy that post. So like that, we have big creation cycle. So Manu, and then from there, Naraha, human beings, Gavaha, cows, Karaha, donkeys, Ashraha, horses, and Ajaha, goats, and Avayaha, that is sheep. Tatha, similarly, Pipilika Vadhi, up to Pipilika. Pipilika is up to insects, and you can add bacteria all the way to all elements. So all this hierarchy of everything is picturized here in some representative form. And Dvandvam, the pairs also, where in the creation we have male and females, all Dvandvam is also part of this creation. Iti, that's Vajisane Yanaha. So that who knows the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, they declare that this is what how the creation occurred. So those who want to study is giving a detailed account of it is given in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. So the way is, first the whole 14 worlds are created, and all the bodies of all in the 14 are created as per the demand. Now what happens? It's called Anupravesham. You have to enter now. Because once the building is done, we have a Guha Pravesham, right? So we have Guha Pravesham means what? Who is going to enter? Jivas are going to enter into these bodies. Okay, that's how they call Anupravesham. Just as when I create a dream world, after creating the dream world, I enter into the dream world as a subject in the dream, forgetting that I am the one who created the whole dream world also. Follow? Same thing happens when I am dreaming. There is a subject, the other body is sleeping in that Dunlop AC room and all that. But now I am entering into the dream world, and I am in the forest starving and all those things. How did it come? Because I enter into the creation of that Jiva as I am this, and the world is different from me. And therefore I am suffering the consequence of seeing the difference there. In the same way, Brahman, the conscious Satchidananda Swarupa, after creating this whole world, it means Ishvara, as though enter into the each jiva, depending upon to exhaust those particular vasanas. Follow now? That's why Lord says, I am there in everyone's heart. Right? So what is the heart? The essence of the individual is I am. That essence is the one that entered into it. But forget that I am the Ishvara that entered, then I think I am only a jiva. That's our problem. That's what our jiva srishti comes into picture. So, he is going to talk that in the sloka 10. Krutva rupantaram jaivam, krutva rupantaram jaivam, dehe pravishadishvaraha, dehe pravishadishvaraha, idita strutaya prahuhu, idita strutaya prahuhu, jivatma pranadharanat, Jivatma pranadharanat. Together. Krutva rupantaram jaivam dehe pravishadishvaraha iditaha srutaya pahuhu jivatma pranadharanat. Jivatmam pranadharanat. This is what sloka?
This is number 10. Jivatvam pranadharanat.
Okay. Jivatvam pranadharanat. Right. So it's like my copying here. So Ishvaraha. So Jaivam means in the form of Jiva, Ishvara himself, Rupantaram, taking a different rupas. Rupa means forms. So taking each form into, depending upon the dehas. And it's not only in this world of Matsya-loka, it's also in terms of different lokas also of varieties. 14 lokas are there. And in each loka, it is occupying a particular deha. And as though taking the jivas as the role here, form of a jiva. Krutva, having done so, dehe in the body, pravishatu, it entered, upapravesham, that is a statement of the scriptures. Dehe in the body, pravishatu, iti taha srutayaha prahu. This is what the scripture says so. So he is essentially, it is not my declaration. I am not the one says, this is scripture says. Scripture for us is the highest pramana. So we don't agree with anybody's statement. Even if Lord comes in the form, we don't say agree with it unless he quotes the scriptures. This is what the scripture says. We don't follow Buddha because his statements don't agree with the Vedas. Even though we consider him as avatara, but we don't follow Buddha, whereas we follow Krishna because he quotes Bahudi Bhadagaitam. Many sages have already sung this one before, and that's what is essentially is the important here. Shruti becomes the highest pramana for us, and it is apaurusheyam. That's why it's not written by the Purusha, it's not written by a human being, it is there from the beginning itself. Jivatma pranadharanat. So having supporting the pranas, jiva is residing in that, in each deha, as that. Ishvara himself supporting the pranas as a jiva now is what is occupying. Okay. Now he's going to define the jiva now. We are up to this point, Ishvara is coming into picture. So every living being is nothing but Ishvara himself. So when I look at it, this is knowledge now. So not just scripture, scripture says everybody, that's called scripture of pramana. So I should have the vision that when I am looking at somebody, this is the Lord only in this form. So I should have a reverential attitude with respect to every living form, including Andaja, Svetaja, including all Jas. That means birth, which is giving any form. Life is there because the Lord himself is in that form. I go to a temple and see the Lord there for a practice there. Not that Lord is only there. The Lord is also there. Not the Lord is all. But I had to take that concept because the scripture says everything is nothing but the Lord only. That vision we should have. Because all the scripture is meant for. Now, from now on, whenever I look at somebody else, I should have this, keep this in mind. Remember, that's what our Gita in daily life, we have to keep that in mind as this is nothing but the Ishvara in this form. His behavior is something different. That's okay. That's only external behavior. But in and through, the essence is nothing but the Lord Himself. That's what we are doing. It may be a tiger. Don't go and put your hand there near the tiger. It may be the tiger form, or it may be a sattvic form. But each form is nothing but the rupa. Rupantara means modification of that. So here he is going to define more about the jiva. Sloka 11. Chaitanyam yadadishtanam Chaitanyam yadadishtanam Linga dehascaya punaha Gadehascaya punaha Chichaya linga dehasta Chichaya linga dehasta Tatsangho jiva uchyate Tatsangho jiva uchyate. Together. Chaitanyam yadadishtanam Linga dehascaya punaha Chichaya linga dehasta Tatsangho jiva uchyate. Now, what is jiva? Jiva uchyate. That sangam, this association or togetherness is what is defined as jiva. Individual now, we are defining to individual level, where who is he, what is he, what is it, and so on. Says, what is that? Now, this has to be clear. It says, all-pervading consciousness is still all-pervading. That Satchidananda is ever Brahman is still all the time there. So it cannot become anything because it's infinite. At the same time, there is apparently becoming something. So this is an apparent creation. Apparent creation is appeared to be real for us. And that's where our problem is. If you understand that it's only an apparent creation, then that becomes a Maya only. But if we take this as a real, that's where the problem comes. That becomes Jiva Srishti. Taking that which appears to be as a real, that is what Jiva. Now, how does Jiva comes into picture? So it says there is a subtle body. That is the Linga Deha. Linga Deha is its subtle body. That is the mind, the mind, intellect. All that is a subtle body. And in that subtle body, the consciousness reflects. Just as the moon is reflecting the sunlight, and in the process of reflecting the sunlight, it is becoming a luminous entity in the sky. The luminosity is not the property of the moon, but the same way it is gaining the luminosity because it is reflecting the sunlight. Same way, the consciousness which is all-pervading, when it falls in the subtle body has the property to reflect it. It doesn't absorb all that. It has a reflect. And the reflection is called Chidabhasa. Chidabhasa means reflected consciousness. Just as the moon is reflected luminous entity in the sky. And that is Chaitanyam Yada Adhishtanam. So that Adhishtanam, which is the substratum of the whole universe, even though consciousness is the substratum of the whole universe, is nothing but consciousness only. But Linga Dehaschayaha Punaha. So Linga Deha, that which is the subtle body, Punaha, and again and again and again becomes, goes on circle every time. Punarapi Maranam, Punarapi Jananam. How it is going to describe. Chichaya Linga Dehasta. It is now expressing as the reflected consciousness in the Linga Desam. Linga is subtle body, that is mind. And essentially the mind, it reflects. The mind now, it is reflecting what? Reflecting the consciousness. Therefore, when it is reflecting, it appears as though it is a conscious entity. Just as the moon appearing as a luminous entity, the mind appearing as a reflected, because of the reflection, it is appearing as a conscious entity. linga dehasta tat sangho jiva uchite. That is the reflected consciousness of the mind or by the mind is a jiva. How did jiva comes? It says it's a reflected consciousness only. But forgetting that I am the total light that is getting reflected, take myself, I am really a luminous entity or really a conscious entity, the mind behaves as though it is a real conscious entity, and therefore it is a jiva, it becomes a jiva. So who am I? The mind says I am this starting with mind itself. I am this mind, and then goes on to body and all that. I am this body, I am this. So we have three things here. One has to be clear. One is all-pervading consciousness. That has nothing to do with any of this. If you ask Brahman, why are you doing all this? He says, I have nothing to do with it. I am self-shining, conscious, infinite, without any divisions of any kind. No sajati, vijati, swagata, vedas in that. No difference of any kind at all. From the Brahman point, there is no creation even. Just as from the gold point, there is no ring or bangle and necklace. So this is all beings are in me, but no beings are really in me. That's what Krishna says. Samastani bhutani pasyami yogovaishwaram. So there are no beings in me. Just before that he says all beings are in me. From the point of Jiva says all are me. They are all me, nothing but me. But from the point of absolute, they are really nothing. It's only one. So both are depending on ontologically. One has to look from what reference the statements are made. So here, from the point of Jiva, it says one who identifies himself, I am this body and I am this mind and I am this. That's called Tat Sanghaji. Sangha means that attachment to the mind first, starting from, and that Linga Deham, that is the subtle body, and associating with that, I am this. So everybody asks, who are you? You may ultimately say, all your biodata, you say, I am this and I am this, all your relationship, your achievements at the intellectual, mental level and all that you identify. And it is this Linga Deha, that's what you take it with you along with the pranas when you move from this body to another body. Where you move, because this body is no more conducive to exhaust your likes and dislikes. So you want to find another environment, another apartment, which is conducive to exhaust. Therefore, since this body is no more useful, let me find another body. That's what who is moving? This mind and intellect, all with the pranas and all that package, is the one that leaves. That Linga Deham is the one. Therefore, Punaha means again and again different go to lokas and occupy depending upon what your demands are, or what your vasanas are, what your punyam and all that we can describe. You go to different lokas and come back again. So that's what is the whole life pattern is. So with this, we will stop here. Sloka 12 will start at 11:45, 10:45. 10:45. So we almost two more minutes here. You can stop. Let me close this. Let's do Purnamada Purnana. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Let me close this first.